are telling me that they work. We've done 2 tests already. I need to know if it's time for the show. Because if so, it's time to go. Just want to know if you guys can hear me. Hey guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? How are everybody doing? I guess they probably can't. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Yes. Thank you, Betty. Since day one. That's why I love you. There you go. Daddy, you about to get a t-shirt, girl. Something coming in the mail. How y'all doing this morning? I'm so glad y'all can hear me. Hopefully we're over the Humpty Dance because it was our chance to get over to the hump. It's your boy Boogotti NYC. 10 days until full Jeffrey Epstein files release. Let's get it, you guys. It's time. I can't wait. Woo, they can hear me now, boy. It's on like hot butter popcorn. Let's get it, you guys, right now. Let me get this audio working over here. And you know we got to pray to the man upstairs because we can't do nothing but thank the man upstairs for everything that we have right now, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to get here, you guys. Sometimes you got to go through hard times. And we're going to just say thank you for the good and the bad, Lord. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. What time is it? We got this going on, like I said, 10 days until full Jeffrey Epstein files release. Also, I think it's time to put myself in the thumbnail. I do all the work, so why can't I get some shine? Let's go, y'all. What we got going on over here? Hope everybody having a fantastic morning. Casey, God bless you, my brother. Rebecca, Lanya, and Gwen on Liberty. I see you up in here, Batty Lynn. Who else we got in here? That's right there. I see that. Okay, and guess what? I'm sorry, but I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. Amen. It's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. And if you're ready to go, let's do it. Bling, bling, bling. Mm, 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 mm. Bling, bling, bling. Mm, 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 mm. Bling, bling, bling. Mm, mm, mm. It's time to do our thing. But I know you're not ready, so I gotta wind it up a little bit more. Wind it up a little bit more. Wind it up a little bit more. And wait a little bit more. All right, come on now. Any minute now. Okay. Olay. Yeah, I know we gotta do. Like I said, these jackets are getting a little too tight because of those 400 push-ups. So I gotta open up these pores. We gotta open up these pores. We gotta open up these pores. Y'all can hear me now. Open up these pores. Feels good. Yeah. Audio working. Feels good. Yeah. It feels good. Yeah. It feels good. No, yeah. You know it feels good. No. And if the rhythm feels good for you, let me hear you. Baby. If the rhythm feels good to you, baby, let me hear you. Baby. If the rhythm feels good to you, baby, let me hear you. Baby. If the rhythm feels good to you, baby, let me take you away. Tell me that wasn't the joint. Moments that we share. Special times alone. That was my joint right there. And I just want to make you my wife. That was my joint right there. Yeah, I used to love that. It feels good. Tell me what group sang that song. Tell me what group sang that song. I got a hint for you. It's the same name 3 times. And y'all know why I'm open, right? Because the audio working, and plus, if pump that beat. It's Wednesday, December 10th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Boogotti NYC, and this is our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me. Feels good. Yeah. It feels good. Y'all stop playing. If you was able to stand still when that song was on and that came on in the dance on the party, your legs had to be broken. I'm telling you straight up and down. That's like the Benjamins coming on and you're not going on the dance floor. I'm talking about your best dance moves. It's the double leg. I can't do it right now because I got neighbors, but it's the and then it's the pump like this. Come on now, y'all know what y'all was doing when that Tony Tone song came on. Stop playing with me. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Boogotti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. Fact of the matter that you came here, I appreciate you. Guess what? We got a lot of catching up to do. We got trending topics, we got current events, and we got a lot of other stuff that we got to get into that you guys are gonna love. But like I always tell you guys, I got 5 on it. I'm gonna stack 5 videos at a time. You guys are gonna try to stay on point, stay on topic. Let me know where you're chiming in from, and let me know what time it is. Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Girl is a party and touching my body and talking to me like I'm a kindergarten. Y'all know nothing about that. If y'all know anything about that, y'all really official when it comes down to hip hop. But like I said, I'm so glad that you guys are here because you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here, I really do appreciate you. We've been going through a lot of audio issues, and I'm so glad that we are back and we are kicking butt. I'm doing 2 audio checks before I even get on YouTube from now on, making sure that that tremble line is moving over. Check 1, check 2. Turn it off. Check 1. Let's get it. Let's go. We got to get it because it's time to do it. And let's get these prayers out for everybody that we missed on the intro. We got T underscore. We also got Liberty and Justice. How you doing? And my sister for always being here, always holding us down. Look at Miss Swanza right there. God bless you. Rebecca Lanya Bueno. I see Diggity Diggs up in the building, ready to get it popping, ready to see where we going with this. Because today we locked and loaded because I got to come back with it the right way. We got Luigi, my brother's up in the building. Thank you so much, Luigi. I love you. Bottom line, I love you. Period. You always come through. Thank you. Who else we already got up in here? Brian King. Who else we got up in the building? Sam Champion. I love you too, Sam. Always here to hold down. Y'all need to follow Sam's agenda. Sam be holding your boy down with a buck, and trust me, that buck go a long way. How you doing, Sam? Look at Isa Cabo in the building representing Jeffrey Spilker, my brother right there, and a new mod. Love you guys. I hope we have a fantastic morning. I'm ready to get to work. Whoever I missed, I apologize. But I really want to just tell you right now, I'm ready to get to work. And amen. Let's get into these titles because we're doing it different now. I'm trying to get some shine. It's my turn. Ooh, look at that handsome gentleman right there. Who could that be? Showing the Our Bottom Line logo starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, let's get it going right now. We have that President Trump right there. What is he holding? It says 10 days left until what? 10 days until full Jeffrey Epstein files are going to be released. That's it right there, guys. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And y'all know what's going to happen after that. Boom. We're going to see it. Whether it's redacted or not, it's coming out. Let's keep on moving forward because what else do we have? We got Volodymyr Zelensky, who says Ukraine will not secede and give away any territories to Russia as part of the deal. He doesn't want to give away any part of the territory that Russia's taken away in the battle over the time. It's a lot of back and forth. We don't know where it's going because Putin is still boom, boom, booming. So we have no idea what's going on with that. So last but not least, let's get on over to something that's very important that we looked over 7 days ago. Had to bring it up in the title. Arizona Attorney General Myers files a lawsuit against Temu for alleged data theft and malware spying. You know that confusing app that I can't stand? It's called Temu. You look at it at a product, it's like, oh my God, it's only going to be $1.37. Let me press on it. Next thing you know, you got the stupid spinning wheel, and it says some crap that's going on, and it wants you to press it or something. If anybody ever pressed that thing, I'm sorry to tell you, they've got malware and all sort of stuff that's spying on you. If you didn't, and you're like me, that got peed off just because of the stupid spinning ball, good work. Stay away from Temu. I'm going to show you why right in a minute. We got a lot of work to get into, you guys. Without any further ado, I got to get directly right into the president as he speaks about Ilhan Omar. Says a few things about our country as he has a rally and has a lot of people saying send her back, basically. Let's get right into full topic news. Let's get over to Palm Beach. Let's see what's going on right here.
Where people from all over the world being dumped into our country, the people that aren't wanted in their countries, by the way. I think that's a great, like Somalia. Welcome. Do we have any individuals from Somalia in the group? Please raise your hand. That's for Minnesota, you know. That's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam with one of the dumbest governors ever in history. I love this Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is.
Your audio that bad?
The little turban.
Damn.
I love her. She comes in.
Audio
There's nothing
terrible,
but bitch.
Fred.
She's always complaining.
That's not me.
She comes from a country where, I mean, it's considered
Is
about
it?
the worst
Is that
country
us?
in the
Can't be.
prisons are emptied into our country, right? Where people from all over being dumped into our country, the people that aren't wanted.
All right, we're going to keep on moving. He was talking about Ilhan Omar. I got to keep on moving forward right now because sometimes those clips don't give us anything that we need. Let's get on over to Air Force One. I know that this one's going to be good where he talks about, he gaggles with the press. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Sometimes it happens.
What's happening here?
Here we go.
Well, she's a low IQ person. I can't imagine she wouldn't. Maybe she'll get the Democrat nomination, but I think it's a gift to Republicans. She's a terrible representative. I watched her for the last 2 years. I can't even believe she's a politician, actually. Hi, Brian.
Will you be in the final round of interviews for Fed Chair this week? There was some reporting you'd be meeting with Fed Governor Kevin Marsh, former Fed Governor Marsh, or Kevin Marsh.
We're going to be looking at a couple of different people, but I have a pretty good idea who I want. You don't have to take it easy with that thing. You know, it's a government thing, but I like to take care of it.
Why the hell won't they stand up?
Somebody's in there. Come on out.
Mr. President, Senators Cassidy and Dripp have introduced a bill to create health savings accounts to replace Obamacare subsidies. Do you support that bill?
Well, I like the concept. I don't want to give the insurance companies any money. They've been ripping off the public for years. Obamacare is a scam to make the insurance companies rich, and they have made. I mean, you look, $1,400 to $1,700 increase, 100% increase over the last number of years. There's really few things that have gone up like insurance companies. They're getting numbers and money like nobody's ever seen before.
I know it's their
Billions and billions of dollars is paid directly to insurance companies. We're not going to do that anymore. I believe Obamacare was set up to take care of insurance companies, not to take care of the American public.
I'll get to the vote for that bill tomorrow.
I love the idea of money going directly to the people, not to the insurance companies, going directly to the people. It could be in the health savings account. It could be a number of different ways. And the people go out and buy their own insurance, which can be really much better, health insurance, health care.
I was with you in Vegas and you had no tax on tips of the hospitality industry. Would you ever consider no tax on gambling winnings? Considering that might be another stage to save American taxpayers?
I've been asked that question in a long time. No tax on gambling winnings. We have no tax on tips. We have no tax on Social Security, and we have no tax on overtime. No tax on gambling winnings. I don't know about that. I'm going to have to think about that.
Yeah, he was on the plane, you guys. Sometimes it happens like that. And what they're doing is with those Sennheiser mics that you see that they're holding up, they're going back and forth like this with him. My audio is fine. I know you guys said I'm good. So it's the audio that's up there. I got the audio up here. What happens is they use these Sennheiser mics. They're trying to do two things. They're trying to listen to the person that's asking the question and then send the mic back over to him as well. They don't want to have two mics, I guess. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. This goes beyond anyone's argument, says Marjorie Taylor Greene amid a Trump feud on CNN. She interviews and she tells how Trump did not care about her children as well as herself. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we're going over to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she has something to say basically. I'm sorry, we got to click, we got to get, let's get onto that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get that. I'll come back to the AI in a minute.
Congresswoman Greene is joining us now live for her first CNN interview since announcing her plans to resign from the House of Representatives. Congresswoman, thanks very much for coming in. Lots going on. This is Pamela Brown, not Pamela Greene. Just want to make that clear.
And she has a beautiful name.
She has a beautiful name.
Thank you. I'm proud of my last name. That's right.
And your name is Greene, not Brown.
That's right.
I want to be precise. In addition to what we just heard there, President Trump posted yesterday that you are, quote, and I'm quoting him now, not America first or MAGA, and your, quote, new views are those of a very dumb person. That's the President of the United States speaking about you. What's your response to these latest attacks?
Well, actually, Wolf, I feel very sorry for President Trump. I genuinely do. It has to be a hard place for someone that is constantly so hateful and puts so much vitriol, name calling, and really tells lies about people in order to try to get his way or win some kind of fight. And I think that's exactly what's wrong in America today. That's what's wrong in this toxic political environment that has ripped our country apart. And I personally think that that's poor leadership from a president. It's a very bad demeanor, and Americans are very tired of it. And unfortunately, I also am concerned because I don't think the president's team nor the speaker have told the president about the legislation that I've introduced, that actually much of it directly, literally aligns with the agenda that he campaigned on. I campaigned on in 2024. Many of my bills are actually his executive orders in legislative form. And if the speaker would pass my bills, if the President Trump were to sign them into law, guess what? His executive orders, which make him literally a temporary president, his executive orders, which are my bills, would become law. That would.
I want to let a little bit more of this play because she also goes into what happened when she contacted Trump and she asked, she told him about the threats that she's been getting. Just want you guys to hear a little bit of that as well.
Become permanent, and so I think it's very unfortunate.
Because when I hear him talk like
good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Attack you like
Mark
that, I worry about your security, security. And you've been getting some increasing threats, right?
Yes, and that's what I take so seriously. I as a Christian, I'm not angry at the president. It's easy for me to say a prayer for him and forgive him. But the part that I have had a very hard time with is the fact that he called me a traitor. And because of his words, that brought serious threats against myself and my family. We had a pipe bomb threat on my home, a pipe bomb threat on my family construction company and staff, and had multiple pizza doxings. But the serious one was the direct death threats on my son. And I think that goes beyond anyone's arguments or disagreements or politics. All of our children and our family's safety should matter to anyone, no matter if they're mad at us or disagree with us. I think that should be something we respect.
Yeah, politics is really hard right now. People really they don't play when it comes down to politics, you guys. I know how it is. Right about now, woo, politics will get you laid out. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get those likes up. Hopefully we got great audio today. We should. Like I said, I did the testing, 1, 2, 3, like 5 times before I even started the show today. That other previous audio was from that other clip. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got an issue that President Trump is basically overtaking a situation right now, which is kind of like let me just get right into it. AI. AI is basically going to come down to our states. There's going to be some states that have certain regulations, and some states that are going to have other regulations. What Trump is now doing is signing an overall agenda that basically kind of limits the states from hindering AI in development. I don't know if that's good or it's bad. Let's get into the clip a little bit. It's basically saying Trump is expected to sign an order blocking state AI regulations. So they're going to basically go federal with the regulations as far as like what they're talking about when it comes down to the laws. Let's get into it, you guys. All right, so President Trump announced his plan to issue an executive order to limit state regulation on AI, saying, quote, "We're beating all countries at this point in the race, but that won't last for long. If we're going to have 50 states, many of them bad actors involved in rules in the approval process, I will be doing a one rule executive order this week. Can't expect a company to get 50 approvals every time they want to do something." This comes as states like Florida have released proposals to regulate AI.
We're going to be proposing, and we're going to work with the legislature to establish an artificial intelligence bill of rights for individual Floridians in our state. This will be very far-reaching with consumer protections. It will do things like fortify some of the protections we have in place for things like deep fakes. We are also going to make sure that your data is protected.
Let's bring in Kurt, the cyber guy. Okay, regulation when it comes to nefarious things like impersonating children or dead people.
Yeah, up to no good.
That is fine, but remember, malware, what we're talking about is spyware, information, all of your important information. This is a very important topic today, you guys. It gets really deeper when we get like 2 to 3 more clips in, when we go exactly into what's going on in Arizona. It's a very informative show today, trust me. Thinking you're going to regulate AI. Thank you so much, Jordan, for the $10 super chat. You're just setting yourself up for failure, right?
Here is the problem, and good morning, Lawrence.
Thank
Here's
you,
the
Jordan.
problem. We're this massive country that is innovating AI like nobody's business, and China is right there on our heels. So what the president's talking about is the ability to have just one central rule where we say, don't let 50 states come out and just cloud it all up and bog down innovation by trying to regulate this. Can you imagine if you and I were trying to invent something in AI and we had to just stop what we're doing to now answer to, say, California that comes up with rules for us that make no sense?
Okay, got to get into it when it's hot and when the topic is actually right there. Trying to make a hemp product right now, or anything with like cannabis inside of it. You guys see that the farm, I don't know if you know, but the farm bill was just signed in, which means that you can only have 0.4% of a milligram inside of a THC, a cannabis drink. Why do I know? Because I make drinks. Long story short is this. Not only the cannabis, but the gummies that you guys like that you get out of dispensaries, all of any of the products that you buy out of dispensaries now have been regulated as of 2 weeks ago. And as of 2026, they're going to be totally regulated, but there's a limit on the dosage. Even if you go to a dispensary, they're going to be limited by the government, right? Now, before that, you had to do it by every state, the way that he's explaining right now. It was very expensive. Lawyers were getting a lot of money because they had to go to every state and get you legal. If you have a product with that in it, they have to make sure that you're legal before you can actually sell that product in that state. That's why it costs so much money, because you're paying a lawyer for his time, setting up all the paperwork. Now you got to make a contract so that it abides by that state, and now you can get in that state. Then you do everything else. So you better have some real good money if you're planning on getting to one of those categories. When you're dealing with that, a lot of people say, you know what, it's not even worth it, I'm leaving it alone. So as of, let's say, 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I would say, that actually was introduced into the Farm Bill. So now all of these THC cannabis drinks and stuff that we're getting from these cannabis dispensaries, you're not going to be able to get that stuff after 2026 unless the lobbyists are successful in getting them to go in and change the regulations, similar to the ATF and what they're doing with the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, because alcohol is already regulated. THC and cannabis is not regulated. AI is not yet regulated. So now federal is stepping up and making their own by laying down the law. And that's what Trump is, because it's federal. Now what these states are trying to do may work in their state, but it may, no pun intended, be trumped by the federal law. That's the law of the land. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's do it. Double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content. And I got much more to get into right now. As Zelensky says Ukraine will refuse to concede territory to Russia as peace talks press on. I understand why he feels that way. He feels like he's been invaded and they took over his land in this country. I would feel invaded too. I would go all the way out. But when you see that you're losing as much as you are, you may want to go ahead and concede and give up that territory, Zelensky.
Breaking overnight, President Trump declaring in a new interview, Ukraine is, quote, losing. Trump's comments to Politico that Russia is in a stronger position came at a key moment in the negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. And as Ukrainian President Zelensky is stating clearly that Ukraine is not willing to concede land to Russia.
It doesn't affect marijuana by state, but federally, a lot of states don't have. It's not legal. New York is legal, but still not federally legal. That's why they still bust all of the shops.
If this deal, if Zelensky rejects this deal, is there a timeline? Is there a point at which you say, okay,
well, he's going to have to get on the ball and start accepting things. You know, when you're losing, because you're losing.
Joining us now is CNN Global Affairs analyst Brett McGurk.
But he is technically
a clear sign that Trump is sticking with the U.S. plan that would force Ukraine to give up some territory. He's gone after the president of Ukraine a couple of times in the last couple of days.
Yeah, Sarah, progress has been made in this negotiation. There's a framework for what the end of the war can look like. But on the key issue of territorial concessions, there has been no progress. And it's kind of an error in diplomacy to keep pressing a matter when you know progress can't be made. And right now on this issue of territory, things are stuck. The president seems to have in his mind that this territory is going to be taken by Russia in any case, so Ukraine might as well basically sue for peace and take a deal. But we're in the 4th year of this war, and the Russians have not been able to take this territory in the Donbass. It's called the Fortress Belt for Ukraine. It's their most defensible territory. Right. They consider it critical to the defense of their country going forward. So I actually think the assumption is the reverse. I think Russia actually cannot take this land without enormous costs and over a period of years. That's according to a UK intelligence assessment. But in diplomacy, there's always assumptions you make. The president seems to assume, again, that Russia's going to take this territory militarily, therefore Ukraine has to concede. I actually think the opposite assumption.
I get what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense. So basically, it's one of the strongest areas that they've been actually able to defend for the last 4 years. So why would they give it up if Russia can't get through there anyway? Let them take what they've already taken over, and you're not going to get our strongest area. Makes a lot of sense. I'm going to get over to one of you guys' favorite people right now. Dedicating this one to one of my favorite girls. I know you love her so much. Let's get on over and talk about who, none other than your favorite girl. Let me see. Yeah, because Greg Abbott's basically saying that Jasmine Crockett has no chance of becoming senator. Let me ask you guys, would you vote for Jasmine Crockett in order for her to be senator if she was running in your state? Because right now she's looking to run for position as senator right now.
Another of the progressive movement's most vocal members wants to be a U.S. senator now. Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is jumping into the race for the seat currently held by Republican Senator John Cornyn. Congressional correspondent Bill Malugin takes a look tonight from Capitol Hill.
Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett announcing tonight she will run for U.S. Senate in Texas and will try to unseat incumbent Republican Senator John Cornyn. Crockett is one of the Democrats' most controversial and outspoken members of Congress.
I hate the fact that Donald Trump became president. The orange orangutan, the Timo Hitler.
Her House seat will be withdrawn as a result of Texas's new congressional maps, which the Supreme Court upheld last week. That decision is leading Crockett to reach for higher office with support from her colleagues.
Jasmine is a fighter. She's an incredibly dynamic person. She's got a message that's resonating not only with the Democratic base, but I think with Americans across the country.
I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of funny. Yeah, that was kind of funny what she said, though. Imagine they go back and forth against each other. If they were like to do like a roast, Jasmine Crockett against Donald Trump. Imagine that. That'd be crazy. Somebody need to do a video and do a collage of that back and forth.
But before she can take on Senator Cornyn, she first has to win the Democratic primary. That is against Texas State Rep. James Tallarico, the only other candidate remaining after former Texas Democratic Congressman Colin Allred dropped out of the race this morning.
But it was about the fact that with three strong candidates running, that we would certainly have a runoff.
But Texas Governor Greg Abbott is throwing cold water on Crockett's Senate aspirations, writing, quote, "Most Texans are very different from her district, her base, and her values. She'll be pummeled for her progressive socialist agenda and get crushed by the Republican nominee for Senate."
All right, we're going to see, because I think that all she got to do is get that dough together and get enough votes. And I don't know, her popularity is pretty high up there. So I don't know. Jasmine might be able to give me a good run for the money, you guys. It might be surprised. She might actually win. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. No, I'm actually from Harlem, not from the Bronx. No disrespect to the Bronx. I actually like the Bronx. Used to live there for a while, and I have two brothers that live in the Bronx. But no, I'm from Harlem. I'm actually born and raised from here. Let's get on over to who? Kristi Noem, as she says, this is really unbelievable. What is she talking about? Let's see.
Here with more. This is DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Madam Secretary, when politicians are saying the things that these people are saying, okay, in my mind, they're putting ICE agents' lives in jeopardy. Tom Homan says a 1,200% increase in threats against them. I'm asking you, is there any crime that the politicians are themselves breaking, any laws they're breaking?
Sean, we're certainly going after and looking into all of that with coordination of Department of Justice, but the mayor, if he were mayor, could be violating the Constitution by giving advice on how to evade law enforcement and how to get away with breaking the law. It's really unbelievable in this country what we're seeing. Those ICE agents that you were referencing, the violent attacks that have increased against them to 1,200%, death threats against them are at 8,000%. And I want to remind everybody, these ICE agents live in these communities. That's their homes. They have their families there. They're working to keep their own kids safe. So
she's referencing to politicians that are telling people to how to avoid and evade getting away from ICE, the clip that we played earlier. And you already remember yesterday, if we had good audio at that time, where Mom Dami was basically trying to tell people how to avoid ICE. So they're basically trying to say, should they be coming up on charges or some sort of sanctions or whatever, because of the fact that, I don't know if it's called sanctions or some whatever, reprimanded for telling people not to engage with ICE. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
So that they can go to school, they can go to church and go to work every single day. So they're there doing God's work to protect this country and enforce the law. And these politicians, if they don't like the law, then go frickin' change it. Go change the law. That's your job, is to actually have debate, have discernment, to create a law that actually puts America first. I'm just grateful.
That's right there, Chinatown, that corner that we were at, by the way, that a lot of this stuff is going on, because what's happening is ICE and DHS, they know where a lot of the illegal people are doing like black markets, selling like bootleg clothes and glasses and all of that stuff. So they're going down there and targeting areas like that.
Well, the president is focused on that.
I'm grateful of that too. Okay, so when you talk about a 1,200% increase in threats against ICE agents.
No, you said that already. Thank you so much, Hannity. I appreciate you. Mr. Kind of like me, go get stuff and do your homework. I really appreciate Hannity, actually. We got to get into this, though. I want to make sure that we get this situation up here, because China's trade surplus hits $1 trillion for the first time despite tariffs. I see that as because of the fact that people still have to buy. People still have to, get stuff from China. And now the fact of the matter that things are much more expensive, of course the price is going to increase, thereby them making much more money in trade. So yes, for the first time, China's trade has hit $1 trillion despite Trump's tariffs. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's go.
$1 trillion, that's what China is reporting as its trade surplus tonight with the United States. That is a first that it's ever been so big. It tops anything before Trump's massive trade war and his promises to make China pay for it.
I put a 100% tariff on China.
Justin, you're right. You're right about that, Justin.
Tremendous tariff. China's going to be paying a lot of tariffs. China is eating the tariffs right now. China's paying a 104% tariff.
Now, despite Trump's threats and the tariffs, of course, China, by that surplus, obviously is so far doing okay, shifting its goods basically to other locales like Europe, Southeast Asia, as ways to get around those tariffs. American consumers, though, are starting to pay the price, and that is in part why one indicator is flashing red tonight for the U.S. economy, and that is consumer sentiment. It recently plunged 30%, near an all-time low. Now, American perceptions of the economy right now are actually worse than during the Great Depression, which is really incredible to think about.
Okay, I believe your numbers as far as the numbers go, because I did look into it and I am sure that China is making all of the money, but all the personal stuff, that's what I do. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up to let much more people know that we got this going on. And we're back. We're doing our thing. Again, we still number one. Ain't nobody messing with us at this time, especially when I'm on. No disrespect, but like I said, it's time for me to gloat a little bit. That's right. I ain't do it for a whole year plus. Now I'm on some stuff. Let's go for it. Let's get it. Step up. Let's get it, y'all. Let's keep on moving. Do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Literally was shocked. I want to get into these text messages because I really didn't get a chance to get you guys to hear what she said about the text exchanges. I'm hoping that I can find this clip right here. But no, I don't think we can. All right, so what we're going to do now is get into that Arizona situation that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Where the Attorney General, Chris Mays, she files a lawsuit against Temu. Yes, this is 7 days ago. This thing only got like 79 views on this one platform, but on other platforms, it got much more views. It's going to explain right now what's going on with Temu. And a lot of stuff that I'm so glad that I did not mess with Temu about, period, in the first place.
Morning. I'm Attorney General Chris Mays. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. We have all seen the internet ads, the hard-to-believe prices that go even lower if you invite a friend or family member to download the app. And while the Temu app offers something for everyone on your Christmas shopping list, what it delivers is far more sinister. Today, my office is announcing that we have sued the Chinese shopping platform Temu and its parent company PPD Holdings for some of the worst violations of the Arizona Consumer Fraud Act that I have ever seen during my tenure as the Attorney General. Temu's popularity skyrocketed in recent years, and in 2023, it was the most downloaded app in the United States, with users spending almost twice as much time on the app as on the platform app.
Really need to get that off your phone if you got it on there. For real. What y'all got over here? A lot of misinformation. Facts, liberty, these view parrots are so sad. What else we got? Hi, hello, you misinformation. Your audio is distant today, FYI. What the fuck, not Temu. Good morning, peoples. Then get out of the cult. Hi, hello, we see just fine. Terry, y'all talking about some crazy stuff. What does the audio sound like, you guys? Are we good on audio? Because I don't see any difference happening. Anyone here? Because I know we probably got a lot of slick people that's trying to throw me off and say that, but I know we're good with audio. So just help me out and let me know if we're still good. If we're still good, just give me a thumbs up. Because nothing has changed. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, we got haters and they know they're going to try to send me haywire. This is very important. I really need you guys to pay attention to this.
Amazon. During the 2024 Super Bowl, Temu aired advertisements for the largest television audience of the year, urging viewers to, quote, shop like a billionaire, as the cartoon avatar filled customers' homes with $10 toasters and $6 skateboards. For families struggling with high inflation and overall high prices, it promised cheap goods at prices that for most were irresistible. But Temu is more than just a major online shopping platform. Over the past year, privacy experts have raised a host of concerns related to security and privacy issues with Temu and its predecessor app, Pinduoduo. News outlets and privacy experts have conducted their own investigations of the Temu app and its source code and concluded that the app contains multiple hallmarks of spyware and malware.
What does it
and
do?
Engages in practices that are not necessary for a shopping app. My office has also conducted a forensic investigation that revealed that the Temu app is designed to collect sensitive user data without the user's knowledge or consent and is purposely designed to evade detection of this type of data collection.
So basically what Temu does is go in and take all your personal information, your credit card information, because you already give it to them, but other information that you do not want them to have. They have crawlers that can actually go to your phone and look in other apps and find information. And then as long as it's on your phone, it's doing that. So wherever you go, it's following you, all types of other stuff. There's other apps that do that too, but you guys are not going to get rid of TikTok because you love it so much. And guess what? All the information goes over to the Chinese government. Your information if you signed up on Temu or TikTok. Let's keep on moving forward.
Our complaint alleges that Temu collects a shocking amount of sensitive data on its users. This data includes GPS location. They can track everywhere you go. Lists of all other installed apps on a user's phone so they can see every app that you have on your phone. The cellular data and Wi-Fi networks of the user's phone that the user's phone is connected to, as well as all Wi-Fi networks that a phone detects wherever it goes.
Are you guys with them having all that information from you and knowing all of that stuff? Y'all was just trying to buy a toaster or a toy. All of a sudden, they're tracking your life.
Temu has also collected this data from minors under the age of 18 without the consent of those minors' parents. This data collection happens without the user's meaningful knowledge or consent. Beyond failing to disclose the depth and breadth of the data it collects, Temu actively works to prevent this conduct from being detected. The app is even able to go so far as to edit its own code once it has been downloaded to a consumer's phone, potentially allowing it to exploit the user's personally identifying information and other data, or to otherwise control the user's device in unknown and unknowable ways.
Okay, so whoever got Temu, y'all don't gotta listen to me. I'm just trying to put you up on some game, put some fat on your brain and let you guys know they went above and beyond. When they talk about updating and refreshing, Lord knows what that stupid app is doing. I never downloaded that thing or bought anything off of it. I never believed the prices. 62 cents for a Bluetooth headset. Man, listen, too much. One thing you always gotta have in this life, no matter what, is common sense. Because if it look too good, I'm straight. They have all these commercials, but yeah, look at this Temu headphone. This earbud came, and the earbud is this big. It sounds funny, but they've been doing it for years. Just acting like they're gonna send you some stuff that's in the picture and sending you something totally different. Y'all had it before. Anybody ever bought anything off of Temu, you know what I'm talking about. You just don't want to admit it now because now you're like, oh shit, I gotta get this damn thing off my phone. Too late, they already got you. Let's keep on moving forward. Latest news after a judge says the Department of Justice can unseal documents in the Maxwell number 6 trafficking case records. Do your boy a favor, let's double tap that screen to get those likes up to get more people over here. I really would appreciate it because this is the news, this is new information on when it comes down to Maxwell, not Epstein. We're doing both of them. First, both of them got some information coming out on them. Let's keep on going now, let's go.
We continue to follow the breaking news. A federal judge has ruled the Justice Department can unseal records from Ghislaine Maxwell's 2021 sex trafficking case. Last month, the DOJ asked 2 judges to unseal grand jury transcripts and exhibits from Maxwell and Epstein cases, along with investigative materials. It could amount to hundreds or thousands of previously unreleased documents.
Why can they do this? Because she's tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case. That's how she got her time. And all of the files that are associated have been told that they got to unseal everything. That's going to really help any sort of appeal or anything that she's trying to get. The only thing that she's going to be able to get right now is a pardon. And we're going to see if that happens. Let's keep on moving forward.
Let's bring in CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland to talk about this. So, Scott, what do we know about this ruling?
The federal judge in Manhattan wasn't wholly surprising, but nevertheless, it does allow the Department of Justice to do something it typically can't do, to unseal what a grand jury looked at when making a charging decision. This is the grand jury that looked into Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator in the trafficking of young women and girls. The timetable's not clear, but it's not happening in a vacuum, is it, Vlad? It's happening days after the president signed a law passed by Congress, pressed by members of both parties to release the full Epstein case files. These grand jury materials involving Ghislaine Maxwell are a subset of the full Epstein case files, but one they needed the court's approval to release. What's also worth mentioning is a federal judge in Florida a few days ago approved the Department of Justice's request to release and unseal grand jury records in the 2005 investigation of Jeffrey Epstein.
Why are you trying to skip to my next clip, homeboy? Get up out of my work here. How long was that? Yeah, I'm going to take that 122 because you're trying to skip into my next clip. Stop playing with me, boy. Let's go. We're going to talk about that, too.
Developing tonight, just a few hours ago, a Florida federal judge ruled secret Jeffrey Epstein grand jury testimony can be released.
This is the federal grand jury that first investigated Epstein starting back in 2006, but there was no indictment due to a non-prosecution agreement. Our investigative reporter, Terry Barker, has been reporting on this case since it began. Terry, this comes after President Trump signed that bipartisan law that orders the release of the Epstein files.
Right, what happened, District Judge Rodney Smith here in Florida says that new Epstein transparency law overrides the federal rule prohibiting the release of grand jury testimony.
So that's why they was able to go get Ghislaine's files, because it has something to do with this case.
The FBI was investigating Jeffrey Epstein at the same time the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office was in 2006. Federal prosecutors convened a grand jury to hear evidence that Epstein was abusing dozens of teenage girls, and the judge has ordered the release of the transcripts of those proceedings. How much will we learn?
You're just going to see the transcript of the grand jury proceedings, which are normally secret. You're going to see the witness testimony. You'll see some names redacted of victims, but you'll see who testified before the grand jury, likely FBI agents, and you'll get to hear what they had to say.
Former Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg says the grand jury.
So all the evidence that they have verbally, what they said on the stand, we're gonna get all of that information. Hopefully, we're gonna get all of that information. That's good. I don't think that they're gonna redact any information that comes from a detective. I mean, maybe his name, but they shouldn't redact the information. Yeah, so we're gonna get some stuff out of that one. That's the first case.
The evidence will likely not include names of any Epstein clients.
That's not going to be in these grand jury records. These grand jury records are about the prosecutions of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein.
At the same time of the federal investigation, Epstein's lawyers were pressuring the government, and in 2008, then U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta signed off on a non-prosecution agreement and turned the case back over to the state. The feds dropped their investigation.
He got a slap on the wrist. They gave him 13 months, and he was on work release. So it wasn't really jail time.
Palm Beach County reached a plea deal with Epstein, only 2 misdemeanors, and sentencing him to 13 months in jail and requiring he register as a sex offender. Ehrenberg says while the federal transcripts won't include a so-called client list, they will shed light on how strong the case was against Epstein.
So you'll get to see the weight of the evidence. Where this could be embarrassing is if you see a very strong case for very serious charges here at the federal level, only to be followed by a non-prosecution agreement that purposely kept victims in the dark.
The Palm Beach County State Grand Jury transcripts were released by a new state law last year. From them, we learned that prosecutors called only 2 teenage victims, and they criticized their lifestyles and choices. So these new transcripts will show us how much evidence the federal government had against Epstein before.
Wow, so they basically did some victim shaming up there and then had some stuff to say about their lifestyle and try to put it on the girls. That's crazy right there. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up. We got a little bit of more Epstein scrutiny that grows as new allegations from siding with analysis emerge. Let's get it going. Let's get it going, you guys. We on this episode right now. We on this topic. Let's finish it up.
Mark, I explained to people that you want to keep it on the phone because
this is Mark Epstein right here speaking about his brother Jeffrey. New breaking information that we just got today.
You're afraid of what's been done and threatened to you and your family. So I appreciate you sticking your head up to have this conversation.
It's okay. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Mark, just, easy suggestion. This back and forth with Jeffrey, where he tells you that Bannon is with him, and you say, oh, great, ask him if Putin still has photos of Donnie T, I'm assuming President Trump, with blowing, which we all know what that means, Bubba.
Let me stop you here. I'm not discussing that email. This is a private email between Jeffrey and myself, the two brothers talking. It's nobody's business what we wrote. The only thing I responded to is because people got crazy with the Bubba reference and they tried to pin it on Clinton. So I made a public statement that it was not any reference to Bill Clinton. I like Bill Clinton, and I didn't want that. Sorry for him that he had to go through that. But the email had nothing to do with Clinton, and that's my last word on that email. What I do want to talk about is I've been recently told the reason they're going to be releasing these things, and the reason for the flip, is that they're sanitizing these files. There's a facility in Winchester, Virginia, where they're scrubbing the files to take Republican names out. That's what I was told by a pretty good source. And look,
do you believe that?
So now that's what I've been trying to come questionable about. Yeah, we went back to an older clip, but this is Epstein's brother right here. Conversations, he's spoken to his brother about a lot of stuff, and Epstein actually admitted to him that he was doing that stuff. So he was real forthright and straight up and down with Mark Epstein, telling him stuff. So he knows a lot about what's going on behind the scenes, and also made a lot of money off of doing business with his brother. Surprised he didn't get any jail time either. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. He also debunked, if you guys heard that, he debunked that blowing Bubba thing that they kept on saying about Trump with Bill Clinton. Said it had nothing to do with anything. Double tap that screen. Let's keep on moving forward because we got to get on over to some fraud in Minnesota. So much fraud. New details emerge and branding worse than Watergate. Far-reaching when it comes down to this Minnesota SNAP and PPP scams by these Somali immigrants. Let's get into it, you guys. It's one of the biggest stories that's going on right now because there's a lot of fraud. They're talking about a lot of money here.
All right, so here to help us figure out who knew what and when is Minnesota-based journalist who's been covering the fraud since, I believe, 2018, if I have that correctly, Liz, but it's Liz Collin. And I know that she's also spoken to a lot of people who've been hard to reach. We've asked for a lot of people out of Minnesota. You've managed to accomplish getting in contact with these prosecutors. Let's talk about exactly what's going on. Fry, Omar, Ellison, how deep does this go into politics?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, there is an overlap with plenty of Democrats in power in Minnesota with all of this. It was the spring of 2021 when the raids involved with the $250 million fraud scheme tied to Feeding Our Future was first exposed. Even before that, though, you're right. There was a suspected $100 million fraud tied to overbilling at dozens of Somali-owned daycare sites in Minnesota. That was making news back then. So the question of who knew what and when, you laid that out. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, she held several events at the restaurant named in the Feeding Our Future fraud, including hosting her congressional win in 2018 at that very restaurant. So she knew one of the owners very well. Salim Saeed is his name, who has since been convicted.
I wonder if she got any money from the Feeding Our Future, some sort of donation or something like that. They probably need to look into that.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry's senior policy aide, Abdi Nur Salah, also entered a guilty plea. He was tied to the case. Campaign donations from some of the defendants in Feeding Our Future eventually returned, as you mentioned, to Jacob Fry, Attorney General Keith Ellison, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. But you're right, I sat down with the lead prosecutor in the case, Assistant U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson, talked to him months ago, and I asked him, will we see any of these political leaders indicted? At the time, he said he could not comment on future indictments, but even back then, the feds made it very clear that it seemed that these cases were still wide open. Now we're hearing about multiple social programs in Minnesota, and these investigations seem to be wide open at this case, and I think this federal spotlight certainly is helping at this moment. Well,
it's crazy because yesterday, Ilhan Omar, if you guys saw the video we did, if you were here, she basically said the feds should be in trouble. The feds should be looked at because they should have been the ones that was on top of this. She said something that the Federal Bureau of Investigations are the ones that are to blame because they should have been on top of this situation here. Meanwhile, I didn't even know that you were out there campaigning, Ilhan, to get money and funding for feeding our future. We passed that story about 3 months ago, where people have already got arrested for that and took their jail time. We didn't know that you were out there doing promotions and trying to help them get funding. Let's ask the question. Did you get any campaign donations from any of this money? That's what we need to be looking into. Everybody, let's follow the money and see if we can find something. Let's get on over to Chicago where these tenants in South Shore building, they were raided by the police. I don't think that they even have a week left to move out. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. A lot of these people say they're going to be homeless in Chicago. I feel sorry for them because, the holidays are right around the corner. Let's go.
A Cook County judge denied allowing tenants more time to move out of 7500 South Shore Drive. She called the building a fire trap for numerous safety issues. She says she's trying to protect the tenants by getting them out of a dangerous situation. Some residents tell us they don't have anywhere to go.
We are in an emergency situation. Some of us are still stuck in this building. Some of us have been stuck in this building. Friday is our last day.
Tenants of 7500 South Shore Drive have 4 days to move out. They are being evicted after weeks of legal action over dangerous conditions reported in the building. Some of those conditions allegedly left after federal agents raided the building in September. The Trump administration released a highly produced video of the incident.
It took a military invasion to get the city to pay attention. We did not cause this building to deteriorate. And yet we have to live with the consequences of it. We did not call ICE to raid this building, and yet me and my neighbors had to deal with those consequences.
A judge appointed a receiver last month to coordinate closing the building and relocating tenants. Today, the judge denied an extension for tenants to stay in the building beyond Friday, calling the building a fire trap. Some of the tenants formed a tenants union. All parties seem to agree the building is unlivable. But some tenants say finding another place mid-month, mid-winter that's affordable has been difficult. And they say they haven't been getting the help promised.
People have been trying to get out of this building, right? It's not that people don't want to leave. It's not that people are dragging their feet. It's that it's hard.
I don't have anywhere to go. I'll be homeless Friday. From where it stands now. I don't have anywhere to go.
Where are we going to go, America? We still trying to figure that out. It's a few days left.
Today, the judge also denied a motion asking for $7,500 for each resident to locate, saying tenants are being offered a fair amount to relocate based on their rent. Meantime, advocates for Southside Together are urging the tenants to take the money that's been offered to them, and they've set up a fund to try and assist remaining residents.
Southside, you guys, Southside apartment complex, you guys might want to look that up on GoFundMe. You might want to show some love and give those guys some help. Just go ahead, maybe $5. It won't hurt. $5 to the fund by 1,000, 2,000 people. That's how we try to do it, the power of numbers. We're also going to put some prayers up in the air for those guys, as well as the family and the people that are affected by this situation, because no one wants to see people put out on the streets at all, but especially not in the cold, and especially not during the holidays, Lord. Hopefully they have a miracle happen for them, and they can have some things that are taken care of for them so they don't wind up on the streets. Amen. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got this one thing we're going to call in-air chaos. This is a newly released cockpit audio. It reveals this Duddy pilot who tries to shut off the engine while the plane was in the air. Woo! And all you heard was the other co-pilot like, what's going on with you? Like, why did you try to pull that? I think he whooped his ass too. I think he probably put it on him too. Like, man, what are you trying to what? This is crazy right here. I'm talking about probably one of the scariest things that probably ever happened to this man in his life. Check this out. Let me open this video up right here, because he definitely got arrested behind this.
Tonight, new video shows authorities escorting an off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot from a passenger flight, minutes after his actions led to chaos inside the cockpit. This audio from that 2023 flight capturing Joseph Emerson as he tried to pull the plane's fire suppression handles, killing power.
What's going on?
So they finally released the audio of what happened when this happened, right? So now the crew is reporting back to the land, like letting them know what's happening. They said we need to make an emergency landing.
We need to make an emergency landing.
I'm sorry, who was that?
That's Horizon 2059. We got a jump here.
They called him a jump seater. He just tried to shut our engines off.
Trying to shut our engines off. We need to go direct to Portland now.
Toronto.
Crazy.
Horizon Flight 2059 was bound from Everett to San Francisco, but averted catastrophe by making an emergency landing with more than 80 people on board. On the ground, dash cam shows police question the veteran pilot.
His head ain't swollen enough for me. I'm talking about he would have got up off that plane looking like Martin when he got punched in the head. Y'all remember that scene, right? When he was looking at Gina like, you still love me, right? When his head was all swollen up to the point where, I don't know if y'all saw it, but the details in that head was ridiculous. Because when you see an afro with lumps in it, you know somebody went and did some homework. That was when I think he got punched in the face by the boxer. He was up in there doing some sort of, what do y'all call it? A charity boxing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When Martin had that big old swole up head, that's what this fool would have looked like messing. That's why I don't need to be no pilot. His nickname would have been Boop-Bap, 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 Boop-Bap. I'm talking about he would have came up out of there with a lumped up dome. His head too smooth right now for me, and his eyes is too clear. Nah, man, nuh-uh. Let's go back a little bit. Here.
Police question the veteran pilot.
So were you trying to kill yourself?
Emerson told investigators he'd taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days prior and hadn't slept in around 48 hours, admitting he was struggling with depression.
So when did you finally notice that this was real?
I saw the look on people's faces.
And just weeks ago, a federal judge sentenced Emerson to credit for time served and 3 years supervised release. But before that sentencing, Emerson stressed that he was not a victim and was only in that courtroom as a direct result of his own actions. How was that?
You damn sure wasn't no victim, but the way I would have left him, the way he would have been looking coming out of there after I was finished with him, he would have looked like a victim. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know how it is when somebody have a fight, but you don't get to see both people, and then you see one person's hands all messed up. Like, yo, what happened to your hands? Like, yeah, you should see the other guy. With no scars on his face. Yeah, the other guy, call him Boop-Bap, Boop-Bap. He the one that got them swollen dome. Like I said, him right there, they needed to whoop his ass. And I can say a curse after 3 minutes. He needed his ass whooped. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up right there. Appreciate you guys. Let's try to get all the money in your pockets to go right there. Everything that you got in your account, just send it right there. I'm just messing with y'all. I know it's hard out here for a pimp. That's why I really asked for the likes to get the numbers up so more people know what we got going on. We got a lot of catching up to do. Let's keep on moving forward and get the hell off Temu immediately. Hurry up. Get off Temu. Let's get on over to Houston, because behind this social media post allegations of real estate scheme, oh, this one right here. I don't know what. All right, Houston real estate scheme. If they're going to find a way to do it, they're going to do it. This one here ain't even had no real estate license. So she went around and started using other people's real estate license. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I want you guys to see this right here, because this is behind the social media post. A Houston philanthropist, she's arrested in an alleged real estate scam. We got another social media person that's supposed to be really good at getting you rich and helping you out online. Yeah, she didn't do that. She didn't uphold her to what she promised. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Check this out. Because where's she at right now? She got locked up, and it's gonna be a while before she get out.
Well, new at 10 tonight, a Houston-based influencer who runs a nonprofit that feeds the homeless has been arrested. When she's not running the nonprofit at a Christian clothing boutique, Houston police say she's been running a real estate scheme. KPRC2 News reporter Bryce Newberry has the allegations. You'll see only on 2 tonight.
Only on 2.
Her real estate license has been suspended for years, according to state records, but Houston police say that didn't stop her. And in some cases, it meant people with criminal records got into homes they otherwise couldn't have. On Instagram, she's known as Rosemary Tucker, the billionaire, posing next to city and state leaders for nearly 100,000 Facebook followers.
Now we're gonna get clear about this, because I call myself Boogotti, but I don't have one. You know, they think, oh, you Boogotti. Why you call yourself Boogotti? Again, I keep telling you guys, it has something to do with the car, but it has a lot to do with other stuff. It has to do with my mother calling me Boogie as a baby. Can't be no rapper called Boogie. So I took a little bit of that and mixed it up with some gangster, and you got Boogotti. All right, so now you know why they call me Boogotti. Really has nothing to do with the car. All right, that's it. Now, with this one here, when it comes down to your business and you're naming yourself billionaire, unless you're a wrestler, like the $1 Million Man or something like that, I get it. But when you name yourself billionaire, if you don't really have billions, I'm going to be a bit skeptical. Let's keep on moving forward, y'all.
Another day that we are blasting the block with hot mail.
And documenting her philanthropy, feeding the homeless in downtown Houston. But when the cameras aren't rolling, Houston police say she's been working with licensed realtor Michael Okakiri, running a fraudulent rental business. Arrested after a months-long major offenders investigation, Tucker, whose real estate license has been suspended since 2018, is accused of leasing at least 7 properties in Harris and Fort Bend counties using a stolen identity, according to an arrest warrant, then releasing them and collecting payment from her tenants.
That is one of the most popular ways because it's very easy for them. A lot that we see on the street, we see things being taken advantage of all the time.
Troy Cothran is on the Houston Association of Realtors board and says landlords should be cautious and look at 2 years of an applicant's history.
So no matter how good it sounds, you've got to take some time to investigate it. If you get the wrong person there, it can cost you thousands of dollars that you may not have to spend on things that you took a shortcut on.
In addition,
and getting them out, it's going to be a problem for you to try to get those people out if you got the wrong tenant in there. If you got the wrong agent that don't really care about the tenant that they're putting in there, and all they care about is the money that they're making, now you got to worry about trying to get that person out. And if they mess up your house or something like that, now you got to do all those repairs and stuff like that. So it's a lot to deal with be a landlord now, on top of the laws in certain states.
In addition to the nonprofit Hoodies for Healing, Tucker runs a Christian apparel shop called Blessedi's Boutique. When we came by the address listed in multiple places, including in court documents, and it actually appears to be a massage parlor. Neighbors say the business has been gone for months. The only sign of it is this banner still on the back of the building. Tucker allegedly used some of the fraudulently earned money to pay bills for the boutique, investigators say, out of an account that averaged more than $112,000 coming in every month. Many of the deposits appearing to be rent payments. One day after posting an $85,000 bond, video posted on Facebook appears to show her back on the streets, helping Houston's homeless. Tucker's co-conspirator has also been released on bond. Her attorney tells me she maintains her innocence and looks forward to fighting this case in court, while police say the investigation is not over yet.
$85,000 bond. She had to pay 10% to a bail's bondsman. Probably get a good lawyer, work that out, and she just keep on moving and keep on doing the same thing. Proving it right there. She was out there still doing, had the name of Jesus in her mouth, talking about Jesus got me out here. Come on, y'all, step on up. You want something to eat? All that is a free of sound like allegedly. I don't want to get myself in no crap with her. Allegedly, like she's a female con reverend or something like that. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen and get those likes up. Because now we got this situation where the DEA is investigating and reveals, oh, I can't say that word, D-Rug cartel's interest in the port in Jacksonville. We got D-Rugs coming in the port in Jacksonville, you guys. Let's get it going. Let's get it.
The Drug Enforcement Administration Miami office that oversees all DEA investigations in Florida has announced the statewide results of a worldwide initiative called Operation Fentanyl Free America.
We went after all known associates and fentanyl dealers in the United States and throughout the world, targeting fentanyl traffickers trying to save more American lives.
Fentanyl Free America was conducted during the month of October. During that month, agents in Florida seized massive amounts of illegal drugs, including here in Northeast Florida. We're learning of two of the largest Mexican drug cartels that have been targeting the Jacksonville port to smuggle their products. News4Jax reporter Eric ADVERTISE covers DEA investigations and breaks down the operation and what the operation exposed.
Operation Fentanyl Free America led to the seizure of a lot of dangerous drugs, many of which were seized right here in the River City. You're looking at just a portion of illegal drugs seized by DEA agents during Operation Fentanyl Free America. The operation in Florida alone led to the seizure of more than 63,000 fentanyl pills, 10 kilos of fentanyl powder, 4 kilos of methamphetamines, 4 kilos of cocaine, 400 liters of liquid ingredients to produce illegal narcotics, 7 pill press machines to make fentanyl pills, 23 guns, and more than $165,000 in drug money.
We took down many distribution cells.
DEA Special Agent in Charge, Deanne Reuter, oversees all DEA investigations in Florida. She says all the drugs seized during the operation here in the Sunshine State mainly came from the Sinaloa drug cartel and Cartel Jalisco Generation, also known as CJ&G. Is it fair to say that a good portion of that, or at least some of that, came from our area up here in Northeast Florida?
Oh yes, it came from all over the state of Florida. Up in the Jacksonville area, we had huge impact in that area with fentanyl seizures.
Agents have noticed one specific area in Jacksonville that the cartels have turned their attention to.
There's been a big uptick in attempts to traffic into the port of Jacksonville because we're making efforts elsewhere to stop the flow into other ports. So the cartels are trying to find new ways and new methods and new areas to exploit, and Jacksonville is one of the areas where we're seeing an uptick in port seizures and operations trying to get into that Jacksonville area.
You know how it go when they get you from when they get you messed up from one direction, they're gonna keep on trying to go another way, you guys. Do your boy a favor, getting exclusive content right now. Anybody from Jacksonville that has some information for you right now, just double tap that screen to get those likes up. Also, we got some new, a medical evaluation that raises questions on somebody we ain't hear from in a long time. Wendy Williams, you guys, her dementia diagnosis. Got a little bit of updates on what's going on with her. It's been back and forth where people have been saying that she can't control herself, kind of like with the Britney Spears situation. And then we got other people that saying she's being taken advantage of. What do you guys think in this situation? Are you a Wendy's fan? Because I'll be honest with you, there's many people that look at it in more than one way. People look at it as like, probably getting back from a lot of negative things that she probably did herself. And I gotta be honest with you, when I say this, I have heard in the past that she was using a lot of, in the past, but that's neither here nor there. Right now, they're talking about her dementia diagnosis and if she's able to actually function and take care of herself without any sort of assistance. Let's get into this topic, you guys. Wendy Williams, let's go. I don't want to do that, but I'm talking about Wendy. Let's go get Wendy.
Wendy Williams, former talk show titan and pop culture queen, is still fighting for her freedom. How is Wendy doing?
She's doing great. I mean, she's Wendy. A lot of people's knees would have buckled at this point. Not her.
The former talk show host was once at the top of the heap.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Her hot topic was the talk of the town.
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce.
So now people are saying like stuff like that is like you getting it back now. It's like people are saying you were so negative to people. Now look at what's happening to you. Karma a little bit. Method Man said the same thing, and a couple of other people said it. So
her health took a steep fall. Diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia, placed in a guardianship. The grim state of her hiatus from public life laid bare in the Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams?
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Living in a locked memory care facility, Wendy has been on a public campaign for almost a year to get out of her guardianship.
The terms of Wendy's guardianship seem to be extreme. I've spoke to her several months ago, and she just sounds like the same Wendy. Yes, is she quirky? Sure. Is she eccentric? Sure. She always has been.
We don't want to hear from you though. We'd rather see the Paris baguette commercial.
Baguette, unwrap joy this season with handcrafted cakes perfect for any celebration. From strawberry soft cream to blueberry chiffon and traditional favorites to make your holiday.
So, yeah, I've been seeing that for a little while where they've been saying the thing back and forth about Wendy and her handlers and things like that. Kind of reminds me of the Britney Spears situation. I mean, I don't know how to call it. We're gonna see what happens. Just some new breaking news that I thought that you guys might be interested in because it's entertainment. Let's get on over to Colorado now because now we got this. Nah, we're not doing that. Let's go get some fun stuff going on. Yeah, let's go over here. Oh, this is around my neighborhood. I gotta do this. This is around my old neighborhood, you guys. This here is some breaking news that happened yesterday. There was a fire that happened on the Upper West Side building. It displaced 45 people just weeks before Christmas. I'm from 108th Street in Manhattan. This happened on 107th Street up on Amsterdam Avenue. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
A fire at an Upper West Side building has displaced at least 45 people just weeks before Christmas. Huge flames and heavy smoke poured from the building, causing part of the roof to collapse into the top floor. Naveen Dhaliwal spoke with tenants who tried to help others escape. Flames shot through the roof of this building on West 107th Street.
Let me tell you the bad thing about this. I have to while I'm showing it to you. Tar is extremely flammable. So when the roof ignites, that's why it can do so much damage because once the roof ignites, it takes the entire span of the structure. And tar is extremely flammable. You have to burn it in order to put it down and to seal it. So that's why it's almost like you like trying to put out hot oil.
Near Amsterdam Avenue, burning intensely Tuesday morning.
They push us to come out. Everybody out.
Landlord Alejandro Castro says the fire moved fast, giving him and his tenants only seconds to react.
People downstairs screaming, calling 911.
In the frigid morning cold, dozens of residents poured onto the sidewalk.
There were people coming out, in t-shirts and very light jackets, whatever they could grab.
Firefighters responded within 3 minutes of that 8:20 a.m. call. They battled the inferno that could be seen for miles. Officials say the building is not fireproof.
Heavy damage to these apartments. We had a heavy collapse of the roof space into the top floor.
The Red Cross assisted residents who gathered at a nearby church. They say the timing of this fire makes the loss even more painful, just 2 weeks before Christmas, especially for Concepcion Castro, who has diabetes and trouble walking and recently lost her husband.
I am very sad because I have diabetes. All this is not possible anywhere.
And others now looking at the building, dark, cold, icy, as their once home sweet home is no more.
We're lucky that we can everybody out. Life is not, but the life can change in 1 minute.
The fire was so intense, the building now has a full vacate order as the Department of Buildings tries to determine its stability. And the cause of this fire is still under investigation. On the Upper West Side, Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS News, New York. A fire.
Shit. Why? You know that Spanish dude, I've been seeing him since I was going to public school, that old man that just said that. I want to pray for everybody that lost their belongings, and I'm happy that nobody got hurt. Thank you, Lord, so much for this. I mean, for the people being able to get out of there safely, and I hope that they're able to get their stuff together. What it looks like is that they have them over at the church on St. John's, right there, not too far, or maybe the church that's right across the street. I want to give a big prayer out to God and thank you so much that no one lost their lives in this. Yes, they lost their belongings and they lost a lot of their personal things, but yes, Lord, as long as they're safe, that's the main thing that matters. I want to say thank you in this day. Amen. In Jesus' name, amen. Because I know that they're gonna be able to do that construction and fix up those buildings over there. Because yeah, damn Hector, yo, that's crazy, yo. He's right there on the commercial. That's bananas. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get on over to the Coast Guard as they set a record in $28 million hole in Miami. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I gotta go over there, man, and see if they okay. Talk to them, man. That's bananas. We gotta keep on moving forward.
At a major drug bust day on Miami Beach, more than 3,000 pounds of cocaine offloaded, worth around $28 million. Crews seized the drugs from a suspected smuggling boat, and Local 10's Trent Kelly has reaction from the Coast Guard.
This huge bust happening early last week, just a few miles off the coast of Government Cut. In all, more than 3,700 pounds of cocaine was found hidden on board that suspected smuggling boat, making this the largest drug bust for any Coast Guard station in nearly 3 decades.
Let me be clear. This is what unwavering maritime vigilance looks like. This is what aggressive border enforcement looks like.
A record-setting haul for the U.S. Coast Guard following a major drug bust miles from the Miami Beach shoreline. It happened last Tuesday around 11 a.m. as a Coast Guard response boat was conducting a routine patrol and noticed this 65-foot sport fisher heading west towards the coast, just 2 miles away from Government Cut. After boarding and inspecting the vessel, officials allegedly discovered it had been packed with drugs, all hidden in secret compartments. In all, more than 3,700 pounds of cocaine, seen here, was found stuffed into the boat's bulkhead. That amount...
Do y'all see this? What the... Do y'all see this? Oh my God. Yo, look at AJ's face. Yo, do y'all see this? Man, we gotta go back a little bit. This is crazy. What the...
After boarding and inspecting the vessel, officials allegedly discovered it had been packed with drugs, all hidden in secret compartments. In all, more than 3,700 pounds of cocaine, seen here, was found stuffed into the boat's bulkhead. That amount, worth nearly $28 million on the street, making this the biggest drug bust by a single Coast Guard station in the last 30 years. Wow. Investigators taking the 3 people on board the boat into federal custody, all 3 said to be from outside the U.S. While officials have not released their nationalities, they say the drugs they were suspected of smuggling came from the Caribbean.
The stacks are coming up to like his knees. The stacks are so high. It's bananas, yo. Look how nice that boat is, somebody said. They used that boat for that?
Vessel involved in this case, different than the other suspected.
All right, y'all. So you guys know that this boat is going to be up for sale for federal auction. Anybody want a nice boat? You might be wanting to look into the federal auction and get the name of this one. Unless one of the police officers or the captains get it first. Y'all know how they do. They get it and they just have it for a while. And when they retire, they be on the boat after they get it from a seizure. But that'd be a good seizure right there, yo. You get that for like $20,000. I'll live in it.
Smuggling boats that have recently been the target of U.S. drone strikes in other regions.
The stakes could not be higher.
Somebody said they had it packed like Tetris.
Transnational drug trafficking fuels violence, destabilizes communities, and threatens the security of our borders. Every load we stop means lives saved, criminal networks weakened, and national security strengthened.
Hunter Biden would have really had a heart attack. He would have had a heart attack before he sniffed the first line. I'm going there. Hunter, I can feel it. Biden, if he would have walked into that room and they said, you can have all this, he would have had a heart attack. He would have turned into Fred Sanford right there. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. And I got 2,800 pounds of the good stuff with me. Hunter would have been like, I can feel it, man. Listen, Hunter would have been a business boy. Let's keep on moving forward. We're going to go over to Pennsylvania, where this teen football team was, how they going to try to steal out of Dick's Sporting Goods? Man, y'all should know better than that. I mean, I ain't going to lie. When I used to go to church, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I was a little bad boy. I told you I was bad when I was little. I told y'all this. Everybody getting the exclusive today. When I used to go to church, I always had a suit. And what I always loved were inside pockets. Inside pockets. Always loved the inside pocket when I was a kid. Why? Because if you take me to the store, I'm using them inside pockets for some candy for church. I'm telling you right now. Straight up 7-Eleven. This little 2-foot guy that's coming in there with that suit on. Yeah, he about to hit y'all up for some candy for them inside pockets. I ain't even gonna lie. I used to tear them inside pockets up, boy. I ain't even gonna hold you. What's this right here? I gotta show you guys this clip that I wanted you guys to see that I just talked about. I have to tell you about that though. Let's keep on moving forward. We got this, we got these Philly teams that hit up the Dick's Sporting Goods. And I mean, like, let's get into it, you guys. Let's go.
Reds football team out of Philadelphia had a great season and made it all the way to the championship game that would be played in Florida. But 8 members of the team made a bit of a stupid choice just hours before the game. What you're seeing is security footage from Dick's Sporting Goods where they allegedly, of course, stole more than $2,000 worth of stuff. Being that this is Florida, this was not a good idea. Their football team got pummeled in the championship game without them, and Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd skewered the boys in a press conference.
Now to introduce you to 8 of the thoroughbreds. And here they are. They had no intentions of paying for their product. So they came into the store in 2 groups, and they began to systematically steal product. They stole, and they stole, and they stole, and they stole, and they stole. Yeah, how do you like that? This is everything that they stole. Not only did they steal 47 items, but ostensibly they may have cost their team the championship and the football game, because I don't know if these all were starters or not, but I can tell you that we were finishers. We arrested them. We took them to the Juvenile Assessment Center. They were charged with felony retail theft and also conspiracy to commit felony retail theft. But I want to introduce you to their coach. His name's Ramon Bynes, B-Y-N-E-S. So when we notify the coach who is responsible for them, you would think he would be interested in holding them accountable and responsible. Instead, he goes to the deputies and begs them not to take these young men into custody. Oh, don't arrest them. Drop the charges. Let them go. And then when we said no, then they go to Dick's Sporting Goods to the manager and said, oh, don't charge them. Don't charge them. They were not taking bubble gum, one piece to chew. They stole over $2,000 worth of products, over 47 different products they stole. And then when it was evident that they were going to be arrested, then the coach says, don't you guys have anything better to do? What are all these deputies doing here? Don't you have anything better to do than arrest these kids? You're way off base here, buddy. Way off base. You're the ultimate loser. If you've been coaching these kids upright, if you knew where they were, if you didn't allow them to Uber away, they would have played in a ball game Saturday night. Maybe you steal stuff in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and get away with it. If you come here to Polk County and steal, there's no notices to appear. There's no warnings. You're in handcuffs and taken to the county jail or taken to juvenile lockup, period. Here's a note to people in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you hold kids accountable and responsible, and they know if they go in the store and steal, they're going to be held accountable, they don't do it. You didn't see 8 kids from Polk County in a store this weekend stealing, did ya?
I'll do the hard thing if I was them. I'll go out there, I'll get rid of this is going to be the hard thing, you guys, because like I said, I was a bad kid. But if you don't have any direction, it's going to get even worse. It is 100% partial. I'm going to say a lot of the percentage of the blame goes to that coach. Because anytime those kids go anywhere in a group, I would have to say that that group is supposed to be held as that team. One person goes somewhere, the other person, that's one thing. But when that group goes somewhere as far as to a retail store, a restaurant or anything that has to do with an establishment, and that bus pulls up or whatever like that, that has to do with the coach. Now they did say Uber, still doesn't matter because the whole group went to one place. There's a couple of things that could happen out of this. You know, kick them off the team, really pay more attention to them, use the energy that they have in that to make them work it off, try to find a way to spin this situation to make it actually something that they can learn from while they're actually dealing with this. Because scolding them and putting them in jail, that's one thing, and having them on probation, that's one thing. What's going to happen after that? What needs to happen is, like when I was bad, you know, I had people paying attention to me. I was lucky to be able to go to the Children's Aid Society. I also had my parents that were really on top of me. My mother was not playing. When it come down to me getting caught, I was getting spankings and stuff like that. I knew the difference between good and bad. You can take this energy from some of these kids, not all of them, and steer them in the right path. Because I'm sure a lot of them probably got the ideas from a few of the bad kids that were like, yeah, let's go in here and steal some stuff. All of them are not the same. Some of them can be deterred from doing things like that. You need to try to find a way to steer their energy. And I do understand why the coach would go in there and try to not get them any time or get them in trouble because of their records and things like that. But they do need some sort of discipline. But I do feel that there's a way to utilize the energy that these guys have and the attitudes that they have and try to steer it in a more positive way. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got this crazy thing that I want you guys to see. And this is something that I would do if I was the uncle. I'm going to be straight up and down. There's a funeral going on, and like I got one of my, God bless the dead, one of my grand aunts or something like that. She's in the casket, you know, and we got this thing down south that we know about them using the caskets again. So this one uncle, he goes over to the casket and hits it with a hammer. And everybody looking at him, why the hell are you doing that? But believe it or not, he's smart. He's damaging the casket so that they can't use it again. When he looked back at the burial people, he said, he had the hammer in his hand. He said, now bury him like that. You guys, I'm talking about, if anybody uncle that would have been me holding down whoever's in this casket right here. We need you to open up the screen a little bit. Check this out. You won't be selling this casket again.
Quinn! Hey, Quinn! You're buried just like this. My goodness! You're buried now. You know the problem is. Quinn! Hey, Quinn! You're buried just like this. My goodness! You're buried now.
Under their breath on the side, you hear them like, he right. He know what's going on. And then Unc said, you know, he said, what's all that about? I said, you know why the hell I'm talking about? Go ahead and bury it like that. Ain't nobody gonna want to buy this dented up one. And we already seen what it looked like. It's going in the ground. Leave him in there and bury it like that. Unc is not playing right now, y'all.
You know the problem is. Quinn!
He hit that damn thing so hard, he about to wake up the person inside of it. What if Auntie would have woke up? Okay, oh shit, everybody would have hauled their ass out of there, right? He said, now bury it like that. Y'all double tap that screen to get those likes up. He is not playing. He was not playing at all. I hope you guys appreciate that. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, you guys. I hope y'all saw that too. I want you guys to see this clip that I got right here. Because we got one of our pals that we've been watching for a long time that's getting themselves together. And it's been a matter of fact, it's been a pretty hard role for him. But he's really trying to get it together. Let me see something. Yeah, let me show you this real quick right here. This one couple, they go to Lowe's and they for some dirt, and instead of finding some dirt, they found a cat. They kept the cat, and now his name is Lowe's. Let's keep it going, you guys. This is a cute story.
The woman behind the counter said, "Do you want a kitten?" She showed me this cardboard box, and there was just this tiny little kitten. He just looked so vulnerable. I was like, put this baby in the car. He was very cold and shutting down.
Our vet asked us to keep Lowe's warm, so we brought him home and popped him right into the incubator.
They named him Lowe's.
Yeah, he got bored very quick.
My dog Smokey would come over and say hi to him, but he would scream at the incubator door to come out. After a couple of days, I ended up putting him on my chest and just feeding him. He loves it. That kind of became our ritual. Finally, one day, he started eating on his own.
We let him wander around a little bit. He started to use those front two legs. It started to go uphill from there. He wanted to play with everything. Oh, he's so scary. He went from dragging himself around to bouncing around on the couch and just being a kitten again. I'm like, he's unstoppable now.
It was really magical to see his progress.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you happy and excited to see them be able to have a life again. Lowe's, even through all his pain, still had so much love to give me and Natalie. Our ultimate goal was to adopt Lowe's out, but Lowe's has been such a little special creature from day one.
In Hawaii, the animal situation is so dire. We have been fostering for a couple of years. I found that when we brought new fosters in, Lowe's plays with them. He's hugging. He's showing you ever shown love. He's a good reminder of trying to go into life with that same mindset.
He's a little part of our family now, so he's gonna stay here forever.
That is what you call a foster fail. Officially failed in that foster. Well, hey, Lowe's found a home. Like, no, we're just going to take care of him. We're going to find him a home. Next thing you know, they put so much into him. Look what happens. Somebody else that put something into the animal too. And I want you guys to see this because this one person right here, and y'all know who I'm talking about. This lady right here will not stop. She's not giving up. And if I know it, I'm going to give it a couple more months, and our boy is going to be walking on his own. We're talking about Nova. And we got the assisted stepping with dinner. Lynn and Nova, they're working on their assisted stepping, and they're getting it done. So she's putting a cookie, so he has to go and get the cookie. And at the same time, she's securing his legs. This make you want to cry right here, boy. That lady loved this dog. She loved this dog. Tell me. He's like, man, I might as well do it because she ain't gonna stop. Look at that. Getting stronger, Nova. Getting stronger, boy. She said, go get the cookie. This is called assisted stepping. Range of motion, getting him back used to it, using his legs instead of just sitting around all the time. She's helping him stand while he's walking. Now she wants to see him lift up a little bit. You gotta start from nothing sometimes, y'all. That's why I'm saying Lynn is not giving up on him. And now he remembered that cookie's over there, giving him a little bit more inspiration. Probably one of the prettiest pets I ever seen in my life, to be honest with you. You're like, I do want that cookie over there, though. All right, let me see if I can make it happen. Let me see. I ain't that far. Maybe if that's called assisted stepping right there. She's holding him up while he does something. Now he made it to the cookie. Everybody know Lynn's laugh. Anytime she does her laugh, you know you love it when she laughs. I want you guys to see a little more of this. Check this out. See, his muscles are getting stronger in the back because he's using them. So now she's doing like supportive standing. It's a work in progress, y'all, but you gotta give him some props for that. He's trying. Nova's not giving up. He's not giving up. I want you guys to see this too. This is what I know, because I know dogs. I know kids. You want that cookie. Every time he eats, she makes him stand up now while he's eating. Go Nova, go Nova. So now if he wants to eat, she makes him stand the entire time. Yeah, so it's a work in progress. I gotta tell you guys, after only 2.5, 3 months of doing this therapy, I gotta give it up to Lynn. That lady is not giving up. Nova's family loves him to death, and that's the way you do it, you guys. It's not always gonna be easy. Things in life are not always gonna be perfect. Case in point, we had some audio issues. I know some people like, man, listen, audio issues in comparison to what we got going on, that's nothing. That's why we stay happy and we send out our love to people like that. We want to keep on showing support, keep on showing love for Lynn and Nova, because I also tell her, you got to take care of yourself too in order to take care of him. With that being said, Lord, I want to thank you for him, as well as everybody that's in the chat right now, J Cricket. Also want to say love to, who else is that? Connie, we want to pray for you, liberty and justice. DMSST, Angels Among Us, how you doing? Liberty and Justice, I see you right there, Angels. We got Max in the building. Also got Jay Cricket. Also, who else? VIP Auction Group, Sam Champion. Cannot forget about Casey also. Everybody else that's always here that we can't forget about, Doc Focus. That's why, who else I say? Kendra Walker. Rebecca Lanyon Winner, I hope you're feeling great. And we always pray for you with every single person that's in this chat. Amen. With that being said, y'all trying to make some money. I put up to $700 worth of surveys in the description today. You guys are going to be able to make up to $700 today. That's right. Hit that link in the description. One of them is for $600. The other one is for $700. Also, the email addresses are now in the description and the links. We made our problems that present opportunities. We went and turned it into an opportunity to update the link area. The link area. We updated all of the contact information, all of the emails. So if you guys want to get in contact with us for promo, for emails, whatever the case may be, hit that link in the description for all updated new information. My Instagram page is there. Yes, go follow @Boogottinyc on Instagram. We have a Discord. It's not hard to figure out. It's called Our Bottom Line. Go to Discord, look it up, boom, join it. This way you guys don't have to don't have to leave the chat. You can keep this going as long as you want on the Our Bottom Line Discord. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys you got to do. So look up that link in the description for up to $700 in surveys. You'll make some money and I'll make some money too. Also, if you guys got a business, you're trying to promote your business and get it out there, send over your promos in a 1080 by 1080 size frame and we'll put it up in the post notification area. The same place that you're seeing the new promotions go up right now. That's right. I don't know if you're a lawyer, a lawn doctor, barbecue, you're a plumber, whatever you do, we want to help you get your business out there. So send us all of your promos, and guess what? You're going to be able to see. You're gonna be able to get your promo information in front of everybody that's on our platform. And also, don't forget it because it's coming up. That's right, you guys. We're talking about the Show Your talent search. We're finding a location in Brooklyn for you guys to come and show us your talent. It's been pretty cold out there, so we definitely got to find an indoor location in BK where we're going to be doing the Show Your talent search. That's right, you guys. This is the talent search that we're doing in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. But while it's going on, if you're live and you want to be a part of the talent show, yes, we're doing it like that now. Doesn't matter what city, what state, what country you're from. You want to go live, you hit that button, and we want to see your talent. If you win online, it's the same way as you won in the location. That's the way we did it because we don't want to just alienate it to the location. That's right, we go live every one of the locations so that you guys are going to be able to be a part of the Show Your talent search. You could be a dancer, a singer, a backflip. I don't know what you do, but we want to see your talent. And if you're good at it, boom, you're going to be able to make $250 the next time we do the Show Your talent search. I'm the host, Boogottinyc. That's right, sponsored by Big Dripp Hard Punch and my DJ Don Donna, formerly of Black Ink Crew. She's in there spinning and we're live and we having a good time sampling Big Dripp. You got to be 21 and older to be inside at the event, but guess what? It's always fun and we always have a good time. That's right, Big Dripp Hard Punch. You guys want to be a part of the talent show where you start off and you win $250, but after we find everybody and put everybody together, after we find everybody in those 5 locations and online, you have a chance to go live and win $1,000. So either it's that one person that's going to be going live that wins, or the people that we bring to the 5 boroughs, we're still doing it the same way. The live person will be able to perform at the location that we're all going to be at. It's the same thing. So you may not even be at the venue, but you can go live and still perform, and you still could possibly win the $1,000, you guys. That's what we're talking about over here, trying to give back to each other. You want to be a part of the talent show? www.drinkbigdrip.com. Sign up for the talent show and have a fantastic one right there, you guys. We try to give back to everybody in the community. And guess what we're going to do right now? Going to give that prayer out to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Y'all stay up and y'all stay out of trouble and stay healthy. Guess what? I'm going to be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I hope you guys can be here too. Because guess what? Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came in and chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em! Peace.